Everybody, myself Professor Pallavi Gule. So today we are going to see about planning and design of greenhouses. So greenhouse is basically the purpose of providing and maintaining a growing environment that will result in optimum production at maximum yield. The agriculture is controlled environment is possible in all the region irrespective of the climate and weather. It is an enclosing structure for growing the plants. Greenhouse must admit the visible light portion of solar radiation for the plant photosynthesis and therefore must be transparent. At the same time, to protect the plants, greenhouse must be ventilated or cooled during the day because of the heat load from the radiation. The structure must also be heated or insulated during the cold nights. A greenhouse acts as a barrier between the plant production areas and external or the general environment. Location of greenhouse. Selecting a good site for the location of the greenhouse is crucial. But what constitutes a good site? There are the several things that should be and must be considered in order to increase the chances of a successful operation and business. Things to be considered while selecting the greenhouse sites are solar radiation. Plant requires sunlight for photosynthesis. When the plant experiences cloudy days, their photosynthetic rate and therefore their ability to grow and yield a product such as tomatoes, cucumber, pepper, etc. will be reduced. Therefore, a region and location with a high light intensity year round is desired. Next one is water. Water quantity and quality is crucial. Water will be needed for irrigation. Water will be needed for evaporative cooling system. Elevation will affect the summer maximum and the winter minimum temperatures. Choosing an appropriate elevation will minimize the heating cost in the winter and cooling cost in the summer. Trees, mountains, and other obstructions may cast a shadow on greenhouse, especially in the morning or afternoon hours. Mountains can also affect the wind and storm patterns. Clouds and fogs. Note that a certain areas, example on the leeward side of a certain mountain ranges or near the coastal regions, may develop the clouds or the fog during the certain times of the day or the year that will reduce the potential sunlight. High wind areas. High wind can suck a heat from away from the greenhouse and therefore increase the heating energy needed to maintain the temperature inside. High winds can also cause the structural damage to the greenhouses. Blowing dust and sand. High winds can kick up the dust or sand, especially in the desert region, which can damage some greenhouse glazing. Snow. The weight of the heavy wet snow on the greenhouse could crush it. However, the high winds in snow areas can also blow the snow up against the greenhouse structures and cause the damage to it. This danger can be reduced by using the windbreaks such as trees, snow fences, etc. Pest pressure. Choose a site away from existing agricultural production areas which could harbor the insect pest in the fields. Insect pests of the concern include whiteflies, aphids, spiders, mites, and thrips. Level and stable ground. The ground upon which the greenhouse will sit must be graded for the rooting surface water to the drainage system or to the holding pond. Compacted so there will be no settling after the greenhouse has been constructed. Utilities. Availabilities of the utilities should include telephone services, three-phase electricity, fuel for heating, and the carbon dioxide generation. Note that when compared to the propane, electricity or the fuel, natural gas is fairly economical heating energy source. However, as a fossil fuel cost increases, alternative energy may become more cost effective. Routes needs to assess to the good routes to the transport the product. Routes close to the large population centers or to the breakage centers, aids wholesale and the retail marketing. Greenhouse orientation. In the freestanding greenhouse, more sunlight is available in the winter in the east-west orientation greenhouses. In the multi-sparran greenhouses, gutters should be oriented north-south. In naturally ventilated greenhouse, the ventilator should be open on the leeward side. A freestanding greenhouse should be its long axis perpendicular to the wind direction. Capabilities of expansion. Purchase more land than you anticipate using in the beginning so that you have the ability to expand your operations. Locate the initial greenhouse such that a future expansion will utilize the land area more efficiently. Availability of the labor. The grower needs the people who will want to work as a laborer and who are trainable to become a rentable workforce. Such skills include pruning training of the plants and harvesting packaging of the fruits. Specialty labors will include the people with additional training in such fields as a plant production, nutrition, plant protection, computer, labor management, marketing, etc. This may or may not be the part of regular workers but may called as a consultants as needed. Management residence. The grower manager residence should be close to the greenhouse so that they can get a greenhouse quickly in the case of emergency. Community profile. Prior to the selecting of the site for the greenhouse construction, the grower should obtain the community profile for potential location. These are availability at a city or area chamber of the commerce and contain the community background information such as location, elevation, history and weather, population, employment structure and the labor force information, growth indicators, principal economic activities and property tax information, available properties, financial, transportation, communications and utilities, government, medical and educational services. Structural designs. The most important function of the greenhouse structure and its covering is the protection of the crop against the hostile weather conditions. Disease pest. It is important to develop the greenhouses with maximum intensity of the natural light inside. The structural parts that can cast a shadow in the greenhouse should be minimized. The different structural designs of the greenhouse based on the types of the frames are available. The straight side walls and the arch roof is possibly the most common shape of the greenhouse. Both the structure can be freestanding or the gutter connected with the arch roof greenhouse. The arch roof and the hoop style greenhouses are the most often constructed of a galvanized iron pipe. If tall growing crops should be grown in the greenhouse or when the bench are used, it is best to use a straight side wall structure rather than the hoop style houses. This ensures the best operational uses of the greenhouse. A hoop type greenhouse is suitable for the low growing crops such as lettuce or for the nursery stocks which are housed throughout the winter in greenhouses located in extremely cold regions. A Kotic arch structure frame greenhouse can be designed to provide adequate sidewall height without loss of the strength to the structure. So these are the images of the different styles of the greenhouses. Sidewall with arch roof, sidewall with a Gothic roof, hoop style roof, sidewall with a gutter connected roof and Gothic arch framed roof. Loads in the designing the greenhouses structure include the weight of the structure itself and it's supported by the structure loads of the equipments for the heating and ventilation and water lines. Greenhouse structure should be designed to resist 130 km per hour of the wind velocity. The actual load depends on the wind angle, greenhouse shape, size, and the presence or the absence of the opening and the wind breaks. The utility, the ultimate design of the greenhouse depends on the following aspects: the overall structural design and the properties of the individual structural components, the specific mechanical and physical properties which determine the structural behavior of the covering materials, the specific sensitivity of the crop to the light and the temperature to be grown in the greenhouse, the specific requirements relevant to the physical properties of the covering material, the agronomic requirements of the crop covering materials. The following factors are to be considered while selecting the greenhouse covering material, that is light transmission, weight, resistant to impact and durability to the outdoor weathering and the thermal stability over a wide range of temperatures. Before selecting the covering material, two important points should be taken into consideration: the purpose for which the greenhouse facility is intended and the service life of the material. In the temperate region where the high temperature are required, the covering material with a high light transmission and infrared absorption must be selected. Also, the loss of the heat by conduction should be minimum. Covering material and the lifespan. Glass and acrylic sheets have the lifespan of 20 years. Polypropylene and the fiberglass reinforced polyester sheets have the lifespan of 5 to 12 years. Polyethylene have the lifespan of 2 to 6 months, and polyethylene stabilized for UV rays have the lifespan of about 2 to 3 years. The ideal greenhouse selective covering material should have the following properties: it should be transmit the visible light portion of the solar radiation which is utilized by the plant for photosynthesis. It should absorb the small amount of UV in the radiation and convert a portion of it to the fluorescence into visible light useful for the plant. It should reflect or absorb the infrared radiation which are not useful to the plants and which cause a greenhouse interiors to overheat. Should be minimum cost, should have the usable life of 10 to 20 years. Thank you. This was all about the greenhouse structures.